Hey guys, how you doing today? Listen, I'm gonna tell you about our new toy that we just got. We just took it up to Rainbow Falls over the weekend. Had a little bit of fun. This thing does stuff that's above my ability as a driver. Let me tell you that. This thing is awesome. So I'm gonna walk around a little bit. I'm gonna tell you about some features. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about what it does. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about what I'm doing to upgrade a few things. And then I'm gonna show you some footage of us riding. I gotta tell you, as I was reviewing the footage, it's crazy because these bumps don't look like very big bumps, but some of them are 2 foot tall bumps, whoops, that we're going over. And I'm doing it going 20, 30 mile an hour. I'm not creeping over them. I'm flying over them. And it's deceiving in the video. I gotta tell you that. It's a little bit deceiving because it doesn't look like we're doing much. What I should have done was got some video footage of the tire travel, because you would have saw that, but where the GoPro's mounted, it just doesn't show that very well. Anyway, let's take a look, see what we got here. So, yeah, this is the 2022 Polaris RZR Pro R Sport Edition. So the Sport Edition is the same as the Ultimate and Premium Edition, with exception to it does not come with a few things such as the ride command, and also it does not come with some of like the stereo system. See, here's where my GoPro's mounted. So when the GoPro's mounted, it's not catching any of the tire travel. So what this thing comes with are these Walker Evans 3.0s. Man, these things are amazing, and they're fully adjustable. And this front suspension has got 27 inches of usable travel. That's huge. Now, it's already got 16 inches of clearance in the first place under this machine. When you add that kind of travel to it, it's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. It's got the 4-point harness, seat belts. So this would be where the ride command goes. Now, I don't have that. I don't need it. I got the same engine, which, by the way, the engine is a 225 horsepower, inline 4-cylinder 1997 cc engine. This is a naturally aspirated engine, so there is no turbo. You don't need a turbo because even the turbo's only got 181 horsepower. This has 225 horsepower, and trust me, you feel 225 horsepower when you're riding in this thing. Like off the line, it just takes off. It just takes off. The rear suspension, once again, Walker Evans suspension shocks, and this is coupled with a 29-inch usable travel on the rear suspension system here. That is huge. That is massive. Forgive me, I'm walking around a bunch of stuff in the shop. I got a few projects I'm working on here. Pretty amazing machine. So one of the other upgrades that we had done was this has got 35-inch tires on it. These are 35, 10, 15s. These are true beadlock wheels, the System 3s. These are incredible tires and wheels. You can absolutely tear up some stuff in these. Now, I have another set coming. These are not the factory. I did not get a set of factory wheels and tires on this, but I want a set of factory wheels and tires. This has actually been clutched to fit the 35-inch tires, but you can put 32-inch tires back on it and not having to re-clutch it. It's when you put bigger tires on one of these vehicles that you have problems with the clutch because you're pushing the engine too much. You end up burning up the belt too quickly. But when you've clutched it for 35s and you put 32s on it, you're okay. You're not gonna have those same kinds of problems. So, another one of the upgrades that I did is this spare tire carrier. that you, oh man, this thing is stiff though, let me just tell you. There we go. So it folds up out of the way, and then you can get to your cargo area. Now, I just have a tub, a Husky tub full of all my, I've got an extra tow rope, I've got a first aid kit, I got a whole bunch of extra things in there that I carry with me when we go. But eventually, it's supposed to deliver today. I actually have a trunk that's going to fit in here, and it's a lockable trunk so I'm not going to keep this, and everything I take with me will be able to fit in that trunk. So when I want in the trunk, you fold up the spare tire carrier, then you fold up the trunk, you got full access. That was one of the features that we had put on there. Another one, I don't know how well you can see it, but there's a rear, maybe from here basically, there's a rear light right here that we've put on there, and we had one of these toggles. We had a toggle put in for the rear light, and then we had a front light put on for the other rear toggle. And man, these things are bright. These toggles are super bright. I'm gonna actually turn it on. And it's daytime right now, but we'll go ahead and turn it on so you can see what that looks like. So here's headlights. Headlights are pretty good. Headlights got regular headlights as well as brights. Look at these things. That is amazingly bright. This is the reflection on the wall in the middle of the day for these things. I'm super excited to go traveling at night in these. I thought I turned on the rear. This rear, they actually have all kinds of, if you can keep toggling through different features for these rear lights. There's the rear lights. It goes on forever. Tons and tons and tons of extra things. I threw a camera mount or phone mount in because I like to use Onyx for navigation when we're on the trails. Although I'm gonna try Cotrex next time. One of the other features we put on were the side mirrors. And then of course, I gotta have a windshield. And this was a factory. This is the Polaris factory windshield. So it's just a snap-on, real quick and easy, right here. That's it. Snaps on, snaps off. It's nice for that reason. So it's got a bunch of different modes. It's got right here on this toggle right here, it's got sport mode, it's got climb mode, and it's got race mode. I gotta tell you, I was in Rainbow Falls tearing it up, and I never left sport mode. I didn't even have to with this machine. It just absolutely killed everything that we did. So I got a bunch of more features coming that I'll add to this machine. Like I got some door bags coming right here that I want to put on it. I've actually got another GoPro mount that I'm going to mount to the inside bar right here, so you get a passenger view and you also get a front view. I don't even remember everything that I've actually got coming. 6,000 pound winch on this thing. Yeah, this machine is unbelievable. This is one of the fastest machines on the market. Stock, bone stock. Now this isn't bone stock. Obviously I've got a few extra upgrades, but I don't have anything that I added to the engine in order to increase horsepower. Now you can increase horsepower on this. I've actually seen a turbo kit for this, and that turbo kit will take it up to 350, I think it's 355 horsepower, which is insane. You don't even have usage for that much horsepower. So I'm gonna do some upgrades like the tailpipe. the shroud that goes around. I'm gonna add a front bumper. Gonna give it a little more tough look on the front. And man, the thing I love, even these A-arms, everything about what we have on this vehicle it's like race ready. You know, this isn't like what comes on the turbos. The Pro R is the newest and baddest that Polaris is making. This machine is phenomenal. I think you got to hear it because, you know, the turbo is a 2-cylinder engine and this is a 4-cylinder inline engine, and it just doesn't sound the same. This has got a different sound to it. Now, to start this, you do have to put your foot on the brake. So listen to the difference in what this sounds like. Definitely not the same as the 2-cylinder engine. You know, the other thing I love about having this naturally aspirated four-cylinder engine is there's no lag. You don't wait for the turbo. You know, in the turbo, there's that little short time period of lag where you're waiting, right? You're waiting for that turbo to kick in and then you get that giddy up. There's no waiting on this. From the time you punch that pedal, you've got that 225 horsepower ready to roll. I love that. All right, guys, here we are about to get headed up this hill. I'm gonna speed up this video because the first part of it's not that much fun. Although I will say it's a lot steeper than it looks. You know, the GoPro makes it look really steady and not very bumpy and all that kind of stuff. But this hill that's why we started recording right here, because it was a pretty good size, challenging hill. But this machine and the GoPro makes it look like it's not. But we're gonna get to a portion of this here in just a minute where we actually start to cross over and we get to the steepest part of the climb for this little section of hill, and it gets pretty cool at that point. So right here you can see we're about to slow down and we're about to hit that area where we're going uphill a little bit slower and a little bit more challenging sections, which is fun. It's amazing. Just let me relax. Artlist.io.
Music licensing reimagined.
I can never let up even if you had enough. This ain't for the faint of heart, we always playing rough. I had enough, it ain't luck. I needed a vision, I needed ambition, I needed a mission to be this submission with no intermission. I see the collision, the crash and the distance ain't coming off track, no. When they ask what's the motive, don't talk like the show. They all about to see what I mean in the moment. I gotta keep going, I'm shaking the dice and I'm keeping it rolling. They already know. Ain't got no other plans, you don't need to understand. We on overtime.
Artlist.io.
All right, let's do a little rock climbing. This is not a big climb by any stretch. This is Rainbow Falls in Colorado. This is not anything crazy. I actually tried to do it in high because I was confident the machine could do it. And the machine probably could. I just probably wasn't the most talented driver during this process. So I ended up smoking the front tires a little bit. You can see there. And then eventually I was like, all right, I got to put this into low I dropped this thing into low and it climbed straight up these rocks like it was nothing. You know, those ledges are probably 3 feet tall, nothing huge, nothing big, but they climbed up it. Some of these other ledges were, you know, a foot tall, not very tall, but it climbed up it like nothing. I was like, I was amazed. It was nothing. So that made this incredibly fun. And this whole next back section, there's a lot of rocks that we're going over probably on average of 15 to 20 mile an hour. In a machine that doesn't have a great suspension or doesn't have the travel that this machine has, you cannot go over rocks at that speed. But we're able to go over these rocks at that speed because basically of the abilities of the suspension on this machine. It's phenomenal.
Since day one, this is real grinding. I'm still climbing. While you still trying, I'm still shining. It's real blinding. And I'm getting hotter too. Talking top 2, I'm not a 2. You let the pressure bother you when I do what I gotta do. Let's go hard.
Music licensing reimagined.
Coming close to me, flow is on atomic. I'm starting fires through poetry. The heart is out, staying loyal, no falling out. And if you step into the court, be ready, we balling out. Yeah, the coldest of teens, they know what we bring. Don't try us. They know in between, we go for these dreams in silence. Hard work, don't mistake it for magic. We been shooting in the gym. This is target and practice. Yeah,
Artlist.io.
and I'm just getting started, getting feet wet. It's all a repetition, ain't a secret. All facts, up black dress code. Pay me my respect, collecting every debt. Oh, the hardest. I bring the pain. Not what you used to. It's all part of the game.
Music licensing reimagined.
I just gotta go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard.
Artlist.io.
I'm on the sound, hoodie season, back around, no more summer bounce, let the squeeze out, squeeze, see the indoors when we're throwing down, oversized jumper with our underwear out. I'm on the sound, hoodie season, back
Music
around,
licensing
no more summer bounce, let the
reimagined.
squeeze out, squeeze, see the indoors when we're throwing down, oversized jumper with our underwear out. Like they're bringing anything to the table, bro, I'm not your son, see I'm able, I do my own bits, limited edition, no some missing classy shit, I know that you're feeling it. First time, I'm proud of my selfish decisions. Couple people did me dirty, but I'm clean. Ain't even mad proof, karma is a beat. We all do bad things when it comes back, it bites up.
Yeah, guys, this machine is absolutely sick. Bone stock.
Artlist.io.
And with the upgrades, it's even better. So a few extra pictures for you guys to check out. Hey, I'd love to see a like and a subscribe. Obviously, I'm not trying to be an influencer, but you know, it's good fun. All right, guys, have a great weekend. Be safe out there, and God bless.
We're the worst every time, yeah, that we roll.
Music
You know how it goes.
licensing
I'm a victim,
reimagined.
Chrissy likes to keep close. And if you don't